Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today we are going to be having enchiladas. Enchiladas. Who doesn't like enchiladas? Now there is a place in Fort Worth, Texas that's called Joe T. Garcia's, and all they serve for the longest time in their restaurant, enchiladas. That's right, cheese enchiladas. Now today we're going to be making cheese and chicken enchiladas in salsa roja, so enjoy. Because you know what? I get to eat all this that I make. So I definitely am going to enjoy. So follow me. If you want to have some enchiladas and learn how to make these amazing recipe enchiladas, follow me and I'll show you how. See ya. What we're going to do is we're going to take off the stems and we're going to put all these chilies into this pot where we're going to boil and rehydrate the chilies. Once the water starts boiling like that, all you need to do is turn it off, and then you're going to cover it up and let it just stay there for about 10 to 20 minutes. You'll know they're ready when the chili looks puffed up and full. All right, so here we have it. We have a whole white onion. I'm gonna go ahead and chop it up. A little bit of that, and then 3 cloves of garlic. We're gonna put this into our food processor. All right, this is what it looks like after it's been in the blender for, I don't know, about 3-4 minutes. It had to get nice and soupy. From this, we're gonna put it in to this pot here. Here we go. Come on now. Put this here. We're gonna bring it to a boil. Once it boils, we're gonna simmer it for about 20-30 minutes. All right, let's start preparing our chili. So we have our chili that we just hydrated, and look at what it looks like. Here we go. See? It's completely inflated, oops, and easy to pull apart. Now, if you don't want very hot pepper, I'm gonna take that part out, but we wanna make sure that we keep all of this in here. Then we have 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. I like 4, so that's what we're using, 4. This, we'll pull it off to one side. We'll use it in just a little bit, and now here we have our chili, our red sauce. Once that's done, we're gonna bring this over here, get a bowl, and we're gonna put our red sauce in the bowl. Here we go. This is what we're gonna be using to put our tortillas in. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make cheese enchiladas and chicken enchiladas. Delish. So, I always like to bring I get chicken thighs because it's much more flavorful, and I use the skin and the bones for chicken broth later. So, let's get rid of these bones and these skins. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're going to cook our chicken. We got our pan nice and hot. Now we're gonna put our chicken skin side down. There's no skin, but it's gonna be the skin side that it was down. And we're gonna cook it. Let's see here, come on. Here we go. Until it's nice and ready to pull apart. All right, how do you know when it's time to turn it over? When the bottom starts looking brown like that. Time to turn it over. Time to add some chicken broth. There we go. And add some chicken broth. Bring it to a boil. All right, now that it is boiling or simmering, we're gonna go ahead and cover it up and let it stay that way for about 5-10 minutes, because you know what, it's almost already cooked. All you need is about 5 more minutes. All right, now it's time. I think it has been about 5 to 10 minutes. Did not set the timer, darn it. So how do you know? When you can put your toothpick or your chopstick in the meat without much resistance. So they're ready. All right, it's transferred to my plate. I'm gonna let that stay there until it cools down just a little bit, and we're going to take it apart by using forks. Meanwhile, I'm going to reduce this and add it later with some butter, put that into my chicken to keep it nice and moist. All right, now that this is simmering, let's go ahead and put a little bit of butter. Why? Because I love butter. Besides that, we're gonna use the fats and the solids of the butter to make a beautiful glaze. And we're gonna put that onto our chicken. Okay, yum. So the juice, I say it's called the chicken juice. So the juice from the chicken has been reduced, and I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna pour it onto our chicken. This is gonna keep it moist and super delicious. Now, this right here, this chicken, you can put this into Ziploc bags, take it, put it into your freezer, put it into your refrigerator, and you can use it for other dishes. This is gold right here. You can throw it into anything. Pasta, you can make chicken sandwiches out of this. This is how you just prepare for the week. All right, we're gonna take our nice bacon. I got these bacon, like bacon chunks at the grocery store. I love them. The price is really good. And hey, what we're using them for is the flavor. Who doesn't like bacon flavor? Cook these off really good. What we want is all that bacon that is going to fond, that is going to collect at the bottom of this pan. Oh, it's gonna be so good. We're gonna make a gravy, a bacon gravy. Now I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of regular oil to the rendered fat from the bacon, and then 1/2 cup of flour. Time to put the flour in. See how it fizzes up? That's when you know it's time to add the flour in. Turn the temperature down a little bit. Make sure that we get this nice and incorporated. We do not want lumps in our gravy. So think about gravy. Not want lumps. We want to make sure that our flour is nice and incorporated and starts turning a little brown. So now we're going to reduce it a little bit and we're going to wait till it turns brown. It's already turning a little brown. And then once that's done, we will bring in our onions and garlic. All right, so to our roux, we're going to add, let's see here, this is paprika. Oh, 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. There we go. 1 tablespoon of paprika. Come on, incorporate. 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. And 1/2 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Gonna get this nice and incorporated. Not glumpy or clumpy or anything else. It smells so good. Now, we're gonna add our onion and garlic mixture. Now, check it out. It's blue. It's blue-green. No, I didn't do anything to it. It's just the reaction of the onion with garlic. How weird is that, right? But it doesn't affect the flavor. I know it doesn't look appetizing, but when you put it together with everything else, it is gonna be fabulous. Here we go. It looks like Play-Doh. Here we go. I like them apples. But look, all this red, beautiful red enchilada sauce is gonna mix up just beautifully into these onions. And then I have 2 cups of beef broth, and I'm gonna be bringing that on in just a second. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Let's get all this incorporated first. Make it into a nice, beautiful paste before we bring our beef broth. Look, see, no more green. I know you were thinking, what in the world? No, you don't have to worry about any green. 2 cups of beef broth. Let's turn it in little by little, right? There you go. And we want this all nicely incorporated, turned into a gravy. It's gonna be so good. Now, after we turn it into a gravy, we're gonna season it with some salt to make sure it is to our liking. So, I have put about 2 big pinches worth of salt, which is about 1.5 tablespoons, maybe almost 2 tablespoons. and it tastes amazing. So let's try this. That's it. That's amazing. We're good. Don't touch perfect. Once it's perfect, don't try to make it more perfect. It just won't work. All right. Now it's time to prepare our tortillas. Now we have corn-bought tortillas from HEB, con tortillas jello. Okay, so what we want to do is really build on a lot of flavor. So we're going to dunk our tortillas in our sauce and both sides, and we're going to set it off to one side on a plate so that they can rest for 20 to 30 minutes. Why? So that it can penetrate the tortilla. Okay, here we go. So we have our cast iron skillet here. You can use any kind of skillet you like, and I'm going to be using avocado oil, which has a high smoke temperature level. I'm gonna put about 1/4 of a cup there so that when we can then fry our, you know what, I'm gonna put a little more. There we go. And we're gonna fry our tortillas and then put them here on a pan. Now, I highly suggest this kind of setup. Tortillas, the pan for frying, and then the pan to leave the tortillas out. Super easy. All right, here we go. Done. Oh, I'm so excited because now it's time to get these things ready and in the pot. So I have a Pyrex and it is a 8 by 6 by 2. 8 by 6 by 2. Now it's just the width of a tortilla. I'm gonna put all these tortillas in here and I'm gonna cook it. Now we had 2 different types, right? We said we were gonna do chicken and we were gonna do cheese. So right now, let's do our first chicken one. And I'm gonna put a little bit of our red sauce from earlier at the bottom. And make sure that is nice and coated. The reason why it's coated like this is so that it doesn't stick on the bottom. All right, here we go. Done. Now here we have our first tortilla. Oh, it looks so good. So this tortilla, put a little bit of cheese in it. The cheese, a little bit of chicken. Then we're gonna put some cheddar cheese, and then we're gonna put in some Oaxaca quesadilla cheese. And we're gonna roll it up. There we go. Put it in there right there. Next tortilla. Delicious. Put that there. And we're gonna make this just a cheese enchilada. And that's gonna be a nice amount of cheddar cheese. We're gonna have some ooey gooey Oaxaca cheese. We're gonna roll that baby up. Come on, you can do it. There you go. You gotta talk to tortillas. Here we go. Time for the gravy. Oh yeah. Bring the gravy in. Make sure it's good on top. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Now to this, we're gonna add our cheddar. And we're gonna add more Oaxaca cheese. Here we go. And then we're gonna put it into our oven that has been preheated to 375 degrees. See you in a bit. How you like them apples? 15 minutes. Look how it's boiling. So I'm gonna let it cool off just a little bit. What do you think? Yeah, that's not gonna go in my mouth. Awesome. Let's go ahead and put some jalapenos on top. How you like them apples? Looks good. And some additional cheese. Why not? And some cheddar cheese. I am in love with the size of these enchiladas, but it's hard to see where one starts and one begins. One begins and one ends. Here we go. Oh, come on now. Work with me. Ah! Fell apart. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Look at the cheesiness of this enchilada. Oh my goodness. All right. Look at that. Okay, that was pretty good. She's really, really good. Look at these amazing enchiladas. Now, this recipe was taken in part from my grandmother and also in part from a great chef named Joshua Weissman, who is in Austin, I believe. Anyway, I watch his YouTube channel. I enjoy his stuff. He's super funny. And, oh my goodness, I've already had a bite. And all I can say is wow. So the gravy that Joshua Weissman puts together, it's amazing. It actually tastes like, it tastes a little bit like refried beans. I know it's not, but it's so good. The whole thing. What would I do differently? I don't know. Very, very good. I mean, it's spicy to me, but it's not hot. Not very hot spicy. I know that there are most people that couldn't do this, but I would say like on Thai hot, you know what? Mexico or Latin American food does not have like the jalapeno hots like in Thai food, but Thai food goes up to 5, chili peppers. This is probably a 3. So good. Now I made 6 additional enchiladas that I am going to freeze for tomorrow. But today, I'm eating this and the rest of these 2 that are in the pan. I am so glad you came to watch me make these enchiladas because I'm sharing them with you. I feel like I'm not as guilty that I'm eating all of these enchiladas because you're practically eating them with me. At least that's what I'm saying in my mind. Thank you for coming and joining me. Mi cocina es tu cocina. Every time you come in and you watch me, I just feel warm inside. I appreciate it. It's like cooking with my grandmother. You're in my cocina. I'm cooking. I'm showing you what I learned, what I've learned, and what I like to eat. And hey, maybe you get to use it in your kitchen too. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, tell your family and friends about how cool these recipes are. And I'll see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye. Oh man. Amazing.